My name is Paul Stradowski. I'm president of HR Partners, a human resource consulting firm located in Blairstown, New Jersey. This video is the second in a series of video emails I'm sending out describing the key management principles that I use in my consulting practice. The principle that I will talk about today is called vertical strategic linkage. This comes from Professor Jim Collins's book, Built to Last. It's one of the factors he has identified that makes a company successful over the long run. Vertical strategic linkage is that every employee understands and works on the mission and strategies of the organization. In his book, Built to Last, Jim Collins identifies Walt Disney Company as a good example of a company that has been built to last a long time. When Walt Disney first started writing and drawing cartoons back 90 years ago, his original mission statement was, "Bring joy to children." Now, how I learned that principle was just a few years ago when I went to Disney World. I took my then 5-year-old daughter when we were living in California, and the first thing she wanted to go on when she got to Disneyland was the Sky Ride, the cable car that goes from one end of the park to the other. She wanted to see where all the various rides were, how long the lines were, so she could decide which rides she wanted to go on. While we were waiting in one of those typical Disney queues, snaking back and forth, and got around the corner to the last part of the line, and my daughter Wendy said to me, "Gee, Dad, I hope we get a red car." Now we finally get up to the front, and the ride attendant asked my daughter, "Weren't you the little girl who wanted a red car?" And she said, "Yes, but we have a yellow one." He said, "Just a minute." Reached around the back of the booth that he was in and pulled out a red cable car, hooked it onto the cable, and off we went. Well, I can still see the smile on my daughter's face quite a few years later. That's why Disney has been so successful. He's been able to translate the mission of bringing joy to children all the way through the organization, down to the lowest person on the totem pole, the guy running the ride. Now imagine the power of that if you could do that within your organization. Well, that's what we do. We teach companies how to implement strategic linkage through a process called the Strategic Performance Partnership process. We'll first review the vision that the founder of the company had. If you have a mission statement, we'll look at that. If you have strategies, we'll review them to make sure they're up to date. Many companies do not have measures for their strategies. If you don't, we'll implement strategic measures using my version of Kaplan and Norton's Balance Scorecard. Then we'll develop individual accountabilities to support the company's mission and strategies. Each employee writes a personal mission statement that describes how their job supports the mission and strategies of the company. Then each employee identifies 3 to 5 priorities to work on during the next period. Most importantly, the employee then identifies quantitative, qualitative, and time-based measures to ensure that his performance priorities are tracked and successfully completed. This provides a way for the company to follow progress and to ensure that results are actually achieved. If you'd like to learn more about this process, click on the red button below and